As we know, the coronavirus is a very serious flu that can cause a very serious health problem in our society. According to the CDC department in the United States, there are almost 900,000 total cases in the whole countries. Besides that, there are 50,000 people who died from this virus. Wow, unbelievable. To be honest with you, this virus is so much more powerful than I think. Oh my god, this virus is no kidding. Now, all the school closed, all the real store closed, and even the bank, everything closed. And all of us are in quarantine now. The whole country today is gradually sinking into the fear ocean. Everybody don't trust each other, they don't talk anymore, and they keep the social distance at all the time. The life we have today is no longer feels normal like before anymore. It feels like we live in another world, which we didn't never had before. Today, I'm going to talk about the influence about the coronavirus and to share with you about my feelings about how the coronavirus impact my life. I'm qualified to talk about this since I have already read a lot of news and articles. First, I will talk about how coronavirus affect me academically, and then socially. Finally, I will talk psychologically. Now, let's get started. Actually, compared to the other two parts, the academic part is the most relevant and the most direct impact on me. So, let's start with that. Before the coronavirus became pandemic, I have a really good time when taking the class on campus. During the class time, we make a lot of jokes in class and have some in-class activities with my classmates. Even sometimes I have a chance to chat with Dr. Newman about China. That's a wonderful experience. Although, studying online is a pretty cool and a new way to learn course material, there are still some potential problems that students may have to encounter. First, let's talk about attend the class. Unfortunately, not all the class do the live lecture like my public speaking class does. And most of my classes teaching form is by uploading a pre-record videos and let the students watch by themselves. Oh my lords, this is just like a self-study. Plus, the length of the video vary from class to class. It really depends what class do you take. Some class maybe just take 10 minutes to watch, while some class maybe take up to 3 hours to watch. Oh boy, that's not a movie. Nobody can enjoy a show for that long, unless you are a big fan of study. But in our world, it's a challenge. Before the coronavirus comes, I do my homework at home at school library every day, and I can communicate with my classmates. If I get stuck on some homework problems, and sometimes we can do the homework together if we are from the same class. But now, due to the coronavirus, everything switched to online now. I have to do it all by myself. But this time, if I stuck on some homework question, nobody can help you except your teacher. However, sometimes my professor may not be available to you. So that's the bummer. Online study is not fun. Okay, I believe you guys have already understand my feelings from academic parts, since we all students, right? Now, let's talk about how coronavirus affect me socially. Since the coronavirus outbreak, the whole country has sunk into the national emergency mode. Everybody becomes afraid and anxious, and everybody doubt people who surround them. Sometimes even the best friend. People don't trust each other anymore. From then on, everybody in the street looks like strangers. They don't talk, and instead, they keep this long distance with each other. It makes me feel shocked and sad, and I hope one day the nightmare can go away as soon as possible. I want to live in a normal life. Due to the coronavirus, almost everything closed except the public transportation. However, nobody wants to take the bus because sitting on the bus can be very dangerous, and it is equal to sitting in a confined space for hours. and the virus can be transmitted more easily within a small space compared to the outside with fresh air. So, without taking a bus, my action and movement become very limited. Every time when I want to go somewhere, I can only walk instead, and since I don't have a car. Therefore, coronavirus make my travel become very inconvenient. Now, the third section I'm going to talk about is completely different from above. The feeling is very unique. During the last several weeks, I saw the news on TV when Donald Trump mentioned this virus-related situation. He called this virus is Chinese virus. After I heard that, I want to say, what the hell is that? That is so racist. Actually, there is no conclusion for that. Since I have already seen both Chinese channel news and American official news, and I found out their opinions are totally different and opposite. I know sometimes the government lies, but no matter what, I don't care whether the virus can really come from China or not. If it really is, I still do not agree with Donald Trump says Chinese virus. What do you mean? Have you ever think about the feelings from us, from all the international students who live in the US? If you call this is Chinese virus, how do the American people think about us? They will hate you and become more racist, and it can cause people fighting and can make the situation become even worse. Is that good? Definitely not. Another reason why I disagree with him is that, do you guys remember what happened in 1981? The famous and dangerous virus called HIV became very pandemic during that year. According to my research, this virus is come from Africa, and later, because of the immigration, this virus was brought into the America. And from then on, HIV started to spread out like crazy. So, in the past, have we ever called this virus HIV as African virus or American virus? The answer is no. We don't name it this way. And why nowadays the virus comes from China? Donald Trump says Chinese virus. This is not friendly and not fair. Please think about this rationally. Flu is just a flu. Don't blame the country. This is not friendly and not smart. Besides that, although since the coronavirus, we are all in quarantine and stay home as long as possible. But no matter what, I still need to go shopping or do the laundry at least once a week. Even though it is necessary, but it's very dangerous because there are so many people crowded in that space. Sometimes I become hesitant. I don't want to take the risk to do that. The fear hasn't disappeared even now. Actually, it's not easy to make American friends in college as an international student. But fortunately, I have some. Unfortunately, due to the virus, some of my American friends disappeared, and they don't talk to me anymore. There are only a few real friends still with me and talk to me, so I didn't feel lonely. I appreciate that. With all of that said, I'm going to wrap up my speech and leave you all thinking. In the end, I hope you guys listening to my speech can have a brand new understanding about this virus. Although the coronavirus impacted my life from 3 major impacts, I still have to be faced the reality. Like I said from my very first speech, life is a challenge, and life is never be perfect. No matter what, life has to be continued. Sometimes when bad things happen, it may not just be a bad thing. Maybe we can learn some new life skills from that, like using online Zoom meeting, etc. So don't get frustrated. Remember, after the storm, the rainbow is always beautiful to see. Thank you.